Hello and welcome to the Midday Update. These are the top headlines from our newsroom today. 5 million doses of vaccines expected to arrive by October 2021. DGHS clarifies stance on change of COVID-19 vaccination sites. Expat workers stuck back home, hopeful of early return to the Sultanate. ROP and Health Ministry officials visit Salalah Airport amid COVID-19. Historic photographs of Muscat restored by National Museum. Death toll from train's collision in Pakistan's Sindh reaches 40. Spain opens doors to vaccinated visitors. Oman defeated by Qatar in World Cup qualifying. From French Open, Djokovic survives Musetti scare to enter quarterfinals. These were the top headlines from our news studio today. Let's see how the weather condition looks like in the Sultanate in our weather update. Did you know that lightning often follows a volcanic eruption? That was a fact for the day. Let's see how the weather is like in the Sultanate. According to Oman meteorology, there are chances of thunderstorms accompanied by strong downward winds and hail over some parts of Oman. The weather is clear to partly cloudy skies along the coastal area of the Far Governorate and adjoining mountains with chances of isolated rainfall. Mainly clear skies over the rest of the Sultanate with a chance of convective cloud development and rain, along with occasional thunderstorms associated with strong downward winds and hail over Al-Hajar Mountains and adjoining areas towards afternoon and evening. There are also chances of late night to early morning low-level clouds or fog patches along the coastal areas of the Arabian Sea and the Oman Sea. Having said that, let's see how the weather is like in the rest of the governorates. Muscat will be partly cloudy with temperatures between 38 to 28 degrees Celsius. Musandam will be sunny with temperatures between 38 to 29 degrees Celsius. North Al Batna will be partly cloudy with temperatures between 35 to 30 degrees Celsius. South Al Batna will have thunderstorm with temperatures between 39 to 27 degrees Celsius. Al Buraimi is also likely to have thunderstorm with temperatures between 43 to 32 degrees Celsius. At Dahira again, also chances of thunderstorms with temperatures between 44 to 30 degrees Celsius. At Dakhliya, also chances of thunderstorms with temperatures between 42 to 25 degrees Celsius. North Sharqiya, also chances of thunderstorms with temperatures between 41 to 24 degrees Celsius. South Sharqiya will be sunny with temperatures between 43 to 27 degrees Celsius. Al-Wusta will also be sunny with temperatures between 44 to 27 degrees Celsius. And lastly, Dhofar will also have chance of thunderstorm with temperatures between 27 to 23 degrees Celsius. Welcome back to TTV. You're watching Midday Update. Now, before we get into the details of the local stories for the day, let's see how the COVID-19 situation looks like in Oman today. The Ministry of Health has announced the registration of 10 death cases due to coronavirus in Oman today. This has taken the total death toll to 2,434. The health officials have also extended their deepest condolences to the families of the deceased. Moreover, the Ministry of Health has also announced the registration of 1,553 new coronavirus cases in Oman today. The total cases in the country have now touched 226,648, which also includes total recoveries of 206,026 as well as 2,434 deaths. In the last 24 hours, the health officials have also recorded recoveries of 721. The ministry has urged everyone to adhere to social distancing instructions issued by the Supreme Committee and the Ministry of Health. And now from a local desk. Nearly 5 million doses of the coronavirus vaccine will arrive in Oman by October 2021. Taking vaccinations may become a criteria for entering educational and governmental institutions in the future, an official from the Ministry of Health said. Badr al-Rawahi, director of the Department of Infectious Disease Control at the Ministry of Health, said, according to the current agreements, more than 5 million doses of coronavirus vaccines will arrive in Oman until October 2021. He added in an interview with Oman TV, "We will finish immunizing 30% of Oman's population before the end of July 2021, while continuing the supply of vaccines at the current pace, which is 5 million doses monthly and 250 doses." Al-Rawahi noted, "We are facing the challenge of some people's reluctance to take vaccinations as a result of false information. The vaccination rate reached 40% only in the governorate of Dhofar, while it reached 100% in the governorates of Muscat, Ad-Dakhliya and Ad-Dahira." Dr. Zaid bin Al-Hinai, infectious disease consultant at Sultan Qaboos University Hospital, said, "Vaccines are the most powerful weapon against coronavirus, and vaccinating 15 to 20% of the Sultanate's population per month may achieve community immunity quickly." The Directorate General of Health Services in Muscat Governorate has denied rumors that are being circulated on social media regarding the change of coronavirus vaccination centers in the governorate. According to a statement issued by the DGHS in Muscat Governorate, said, "The Directorate General of Health Services in Muscat Governorate would like to warn that what is being circulated on social media platforms about changing the previously announced vaccination sites in Muscat Governorate is untrue. The DGHS has announced previously the vaccination centers in Muscat Governorate, which are Anoba School for Basic Education, Qorayat Polyclinic, Sultan Qaboos Sports Complex in Bosher, Imam Jabir bin Zaid School in the Office of the Governor of Al-Amirat." Now, expatriates who have gone home to their countries on leave are hopeful the entry ban against the nations will soon be lifted so that they can return to Oman. An entry ban against passengers traveling through 15 countries, including India, Pakistan, Bangladesh, the Philippines, Sudan, Egypt, and Tanzania, whose nationals from a significant portion of the expatriate communities in the country is currently in effect. However, with case numbers now significantly lower in India, expats hope they will once again be allowed to disembark in Oman. COVID-19 infection rates in India have dropped from a peak of about 415,000 a day in the first week of May to just above 100,000 on June 7th, according to the Johns Hopkins COVID-19 Resource Center. With the lifting of a number of restrictions that were adopted to stop the spread of COVID-19 in Oman, Indian expatriates Anuja Sharma, who has received both doses of her COVID vaccine while back home, is hoping people from banned countries would be allowed to re-enter Oman soon. She said that, "When I did go to India on holiday, there was no entry ban in place, so I thought it would be okay for me to visit my family and return. When we heard that passengers from India and other countries were to be denied entry, it did not leave us much time to book tickets to come back. I decided to stay on in India because I had the comfort of family here. I hope that now things are gradually reopening across the world. It may not be long before we are allowed to board flights to Oman." Now, Shadab Niazi from Pakistan was also of a similar opinion. Caseloads in his country have also dropped from a peak of nearly 8,495 in the first week of May to less than 1,500 a day. Despite being hopeful of a return to Oman for a while, Shadab said he was confident that it would not be long before Pakistani nationals are allowed to fly to Oman. "Like myself, there are many other Pakistanis who have our livelihoods in Oman. For many of us, the nature of our work means we cannot do it remotely. Many of the others who are stuck here work in transportation, maintenance, and the service sector, so we need to go back as soon as we are allowed. When we heard the latest developments regarding the lifting of many economic restrictions in the country, it gave us hope that we too will soon be allowed to travel," he added. Similarly, Filipino national Nina also flew to Manila to visit her cousins, both of whom had gotten jobs in Oman and were looking to fly back with her. Their plans to come to the Sultanate, however, have been put on hold since people traveling from the Philippines cannot enter Oman until further notice. After peaking at about 15,000 infections a day in April 2021, the numbers have dipped significantly to about 7,200, and Nina is optimistic that should numbers drop further, they will be allowed to travel soon. Civil Aviation Authority in the Sultanate of Oman arranged a field visit to Salalah Airport for the Royal Oman Police and the Ministry of Health considering the COVID-19 pandemic. A statement issued online by the Civil Aviation Authority said, "For the safety of all travelers and workers in the civil aviation sector and in the light of the COVID-19 pandemic, the CAA organized a field visit to Salalah Airport with the Royal Oman Police and the Ministry of Health. This is to ensure that it complies with all internationally applicable health and safety requirements." The National Museum finished restoring an album containing photographs that are historically significant to Oman, dating back to 1885. According to the museum, the album has 65 photos of Oman, one of which is the second oldest known photograph of Muscat. In a statement, the National Museum said, the museum had recently finished restoring an album of photographs of Oman, Iraq, and India that Louis Maguire presented the United States Consul in Muscat to Lieutenant Colonel S.B. Miles, the British political agent in the Gulf, on 6 September 1885 CE. This project restored and preserved a photo album that contains images historically significant to Oman, including the second oldest known photograph of Muscat, photos from inside the US consulate at the time, and the oldest known photo of Mathura. Not only are they important to Oman, but these significant photos also illustrate the long historical ties between the United States and Oman. The restoration of these critical shared memories between the two countries is one of only 3 projects in the Middle East in 2019. The U.S. Embassy Office for Educational Cultural Affairs had awarded the National Museum of the Sultanate of Oman with one of its coveted grants from Ambassador's Fund for Cultural Preservation for 2019. This was all from a local desk for today. Let's take a quick commercial break, but stay tuned as we have more updates coming from our international desk.
Oman's largest online supermarket now has no minimum order limit. From grocery to household items, Rafiq has everything that you want. Enjoy worry-free shopping with over 8,000 products to choose from and get it delivered straight to your doorstep. Rafiq, you order, we deliver.
Welcome back to TTV. You're watching Midday Update. And now from our international desk. At least 40 people died and more than 100 were injured after 2 trains collided in Ghotki district of Pakistan's Sindh province on Monday. The accident occurred after the coaches of one train, the Millet Express, derailed and fell across the opposite track where they were hit by another train, the Sir Syed Express, Geo News of Pakistan reported, citing a spokesperson for Pakistan Railway statement. A rescue operation was launched some hours after the accident was reported. The injured and deceased were shifted to hospitals in Sadiqabad, Dharki, and Mirpur Mathelo. Citing sources, Geo News reported that 4 railway employees are among those killed in the train accident. Meanwhile, Prime Minister Imran Khan has expressed shock at the loss of lives from the Ghotki train accident and ordered a comprehensive investigation into the accident. He tweeted that, shocked by the horrific train accident at Ghotki early this morning, leaving 30 passengers dead, have asked Railway Minister to reach the site and ensure medical assistance to the injured and support for families of the dead, ordering a comprehensive investigation into railway safety fault lines. In March this year, Lahore-bound Karachi Express had derailed in Sindh province. Later, a probe launched under the Federal Government Inspector of Railways had blamed the poor condition of the track for the accident in which a woman was killed and 13 others sustained injuries. Spain on Monday had ended restrictions on travelers from outside the European Union and the Schengen travel area who have a certificate to prove they have fully completed their vaccination procedure 14 days before travel. This follows the country's earlier decision to lift restrictions on travelers from the United Kingdom from May 24th in an attempt to boost Spain's tourism sector. Spain's health minister tweeted on Saturday that Spain is a safe destination and we are in a position to soon regain our world tourism leadership, something that is endorsed by the excellent vaccination data that places us closer to normality every day. Under the new rules, those who come from countries or areas not included in the list of risk countries will have access to a quick control with the QR code obtained through Spain Travel Health. Also, once the EU COVID digital certificate comes into force on July 1st, holders of this document will also have access to this quick control. Those who come from areas that are included in the list of countries at risk will have to undergo a random control, which will take into account their place of origin and the level of incidence according to the government's decision. In the validation of the vaccination certificate, Spain will only accept the vaccines approved by the European Medicines Agency, as well as those recognized by the World Health Organization. EMA covers Pfizer, Moderna, AstraZeneca, and Johnson & Johnson, and the World Health Organization adds China, Sinopharm, and Sinovac to the list. Unvaccinated minors aged 6 or under who are traveling with adults will also be allowed entry. As of Monday, non-vaccinated visitors from the EU will be able to enter Spain with a negative antigen test instead of the previously requested negative PCR test, while cruise ships will once again be allowed to dock at Spanish ports. Once again, it's time for a quick commercial break, but stay tuned for more updates from our sports desk.
Oman's largest online supermarket now has no minimum order limit. From grocery to household items, Rafiq has everything that you want. Enjoy worry-free shopping with over 8,000 products to choose from and get it delivered straight to your doorstep. Rafiq, you order, we deliver.
Welcome back to TTV. You're watching Midday Update. And now lastly from a sports desk. Oman slipped to a 1-0 defeat at the hands of Qatar in their match that serves as part of joint qualifiers for the 2022 FIFA World Cup and 2023 Asian Cup. Captain Hassan Al-Haydos scored the opener for Qatar with a 40th minute penalty, sending Oman goalie Faiz Al-Rushaidi the wrong way. Qatar was by far the better team in the first half with 8 shots in comparison to a solitary attempt by Oman. Now from French Open, world number 1 Novak Djokovic on Monday stormed into the quarterfinals of the ongoing French Open. Musetti opted out of the match in the 5th set due to an injury. The 34-year-old Djokovic defeated Italy's Lorenzo Musetti 6-7, 6-7, 6-1, 6-0, 4-0 red in the 4th round match at Court Philippe Chartier. With this win, the Serbian has qualified for the quarterfinals of the French Open for the 15th time in his career. The first set was a closely fought affair and it went back and forth between both the competitors. At one stage, it was level at 6-6 and as a result, it went down to the tiebreaker. No one was giving an inch and in the end, it was Musetti who won the first set 7-6. After being 2 sets down, Djokovic staged a comeback in the 3rd set and he displayed his A-game to throw Musetti off the track and as a result, the match progressed on the 4th set. Djokovic carried on with his momentum and he was leading the 5th set 4-0 and it was then that Musetti opted out of the match due to an injury and as a result, the Serbian got a walkover and he progressed to the quarterfinals. With this news, we have come to the end of the episode for today, but stay tuned as we'll be back again tomorrow with latest updates and more news your way. So keep watching TTV.
You've just heard the live feed from the TTV studios on TFM 95.4. Let's talk.